This is Eddie from Dark Metal Racing. I know I said that was my last video on the last video, but I'm finding other things to help you guys out with. So it's obvious we're going to be going through this for a little while. Bike is almost finished. There's still some packages waiting to arrive. Because of the fires here in California, and I'm right in the middle of LA where I live, born and raised. It's been tough to get all the packages. So getting into this again, we're going to get into some brake rotors and some brake calipers and a couple other little things. So anyway, you can see the bike is coming along really well. And stuff like that. Okay, for those of you who are wondering on the EKX where your bleeder hole is, if you need, and you should not need to bleed your brakes at any time, but if you do, okay, I'm going to point to it. Right here is a set screw. That is your bleeder hole for bleeding your brakes, okay? Front and rear. All right, so we're gonna go to the front. Once again, right down here. Yeah, it's kind of blurry, but there you go. Okay, so the next thing is we're gonna get into the reservoir, okay? These screws are not Allen screws. They are called, in the US, they're called Staragon or star hexagon screws to open up your reservoir top piece. Ooh, it's late at night. And take this off. When you go to fill it, you're going to need to fill it with a little a funnel of some kind or whatever you can find to fill it up, and never let it go dry as you're bleeding the brake. When you bleed the brake, you're going to need two people, okay? One pumping and one checking out the bottom of the caliper to make sure that there's no air coming out anymore before you put the set screw back in on your caliper, okay? Hopefully you guys understood that. So that's what you're going to do. If you want to know how to bleed on brakes, you can go up on YouTube and they will show you in the UK how to bleed brakes properly. But that's kind of how it goes. Okay, so the next thing is this. I want to show you this. I'm going to pull this cap off. Okay, you're going to see that there's some threads in there. Hopefully you guys can see it. What that is EKX is going to come out with their own mirrors for the bike, excuse me, and that's what that is. You're going to see one there, and you're going to see one here. Okay, same thing. Cap comes off. It's got threads. If you don't want to wait for their mirrors, you can go ahead on Amazon and pick up your own mirrors. Okay, you're going to have a tough time getting a mirror on here, but do the best you can. This is a lot easier because you get more room, so you can do that. Sorry about that. So that should help you out there with mirrors and the bleeding of the brakes. Now, the cleaning of the rotor itself, okay, as they'll explain to you in the UK, in their bike service department on YouTube, you can go ahead and use 50%, 70%, 90%, or 100% rubbing alcohol on a microfiber rag or whatever you have that's microfiber. Okay, you're going to clean this perfectly. You're going to clean the backside perfectly. Okay, and as you can see, there's nothing on my hands because I cleaned it earlier, and I've done 25 miles on this bike. So you do that front and rear. You do not have to take the rim off or the rotor off to do it, and that should help you guys out on that. Now, rule of thumb: when you guys are out running on the road or running on dirt, whatever it is, and you get back to your car or SUV or whatever it is, you should have a small can of what's called air in a can or can air to blow out your caliper and your brakes, just to get any kind of debris out of there, bushes, whatever it is, grass, whatever, just to keep it clean, okay, especially stones and dirt, because what's going to happen there is it's going to wear a groove in your rotor. Okay. And if you wear a groove in your rotor, you're going to have to cross sand it. I'll get into that on another day. I've done many of them. And yeah, it's not a hassle. It's real easy. You don't even have to take the rim off to take your rotor off to do it. If you do it slowly and properly, you use like 150 grit sandpaper or some auto body grit, and sand it on both sides. Okay, right along here only, and that'll give you some serious bite on your brakes. As you wear through whatever you sanded, you'll see that you need to do it again sometime later, but you shouldn't have to do it that often. Okay, now for your brake pads, you can get your brake pads on eBay. I ordered $70 worth for myself, just so I have them in the box, and they're coming tomorrow. I also did you guys a big favor in the U.S., and I reached out to quite a few companies that carry EKX parts. They don't have very many because it's so much of a new release on some of the bikes. So I told them, please, reach out to EKX in China and get us more parts, so this way we can replace things as they break. And they agreed, and they're going to do that. So they'll be carrying more parts on eBay for this. Or you can just reach out to EKX in China and they'll have parts for you. It just takes 3 to 4 weeks. If you live in the US, if you live in Europe, it's going to be real quick. So anyway, that's pretty much what you do for ordering and sanding your rotor. If you do get a stone in there and it wears a groove, okay, you're going to have a problem, because you're going to either need to change the rotor or sand it down quite a bit, okay, to remove that line that's in there from the stone, because the brakes won't work properly. I mean, they'll work, but they won't work properly. So just be aware of that. A lot of you guys that do mountain biking and all that stuff probably already know that. For those of you who are new to this, that's going to be a whole new ball game. That's why I'm reaching out to you on YouTube on this, to help you guys out that are new to this. So anyway, getting into anything else, I think that's pretty much it for right now. Tomorrow, I got some spoke skins coming in orange. No big deal to put on. And I'm not going to do a video on that, because so many people have so many videos on YouTube for putting on spoke skins that it's not even worth my while to get into that. I will keep you updated on whatever the manufacturer or the distributors for the U.S. release for this bike in parts, so you guys know where to go and get what you need. Me dealing with China and Europe and the U.S. and what I do for business, is real easy for me to reach out and get people to start carrying things for you guys. Not just in mountain bike, but anything that I do. So this should help you out once again. As far as this here, you can order different ones with the right pattern and the right bolt, length from one side to the other through Israel, and they have a ton of them on eBay. So if you mess that up, you can go ahead and order one of those instead of ordering directly through EKX. And they have different colors too. I think that'll do it, man. Eddie, Dark Metal Racing, peace out. Hope you enjoyed the video. And it's obvious I'm going to be making some more.